Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to start series 2 of programming in C. In series 1, we discuss regarding the basic terms and the introduction of C++. In series 1, we also see programming environment, some of the programming basics like header files, reserved words, and structure of C programs. We also discussed constants and variables in our series 1. Now we are going to start series 2 of programming in C. In this series, we will discuss in detail input and output handling in C. Input and output operations performed or provide an effective communication between a computer program and a computer user. Therefore, any beginner who wants to learn programming knows how to program the computer to perform input or output operation. In this series, we will learn that how the computer accepts data from an input devices such as keyboard, and then how output result is displayed on an output device such as monitor. In this series, we will also learn the various types of operators in expressions so that students learn how to perform effective calculations in C programs. Here is a brief outline of this series 2. In series 2, we will discuss all these things in different lectures parts by parts. Firstly, we will discuss what are output functions in C, different input functions which are most commonly used in C, statement terminator in C, format specifiers, escape sequence, and also we will learn how arithmetic operators are used in different programs of C. We will also see use of assignment operators, relational operators, logical operators, assignment operators, and equal to operators. We will also learn some differentiation between unary and binary operators. And in the end of this series, we will discuss order of precedence of operators followed in C++. Now here is lecture 1 of series 2, input and output functions. In this lecture, we will focus only the input and output functions which are most commonly used in C. Here is the outline of lecture 1 of series 2. Output functions and the most commonly used input functions which are used in C, that is printf and puts. We will only concentrate on printf function because in the rest of the coding section we will only use printf function. Input functions, which includes most commonly scanf, getche, getch, getchar, and gets. Now what are input and output functions? As you people already know in your basic classes, that input devices are basically those devices which are used to feed data into the computer, and output devices are those devices which are used to observe that data or to see output of that data into your computer. So in programming, input means to enter or feed data in a computer program. Means anything which you are adding in your computer program is called as input. And output is that what the computer produces after processing the data. Means in C programming, what you will get at the end in back screen will be your output. C language provides many input and output functions to provide a very interactive layout or interaction between a programmer and a user. Now we will firstly discuss what are output functions. In computer programming, output means to display information on screen or print on printer. So C language provides different functions to output your information on your computer screen. So the most commonly used output function in C is printf function. Means if you want to see your output in C program, then you need to use an output function which is called as printf function. Now here we will see how to use this printf function in your practical coding environment. The printf function is used to print text, constants, values of variables and expressions on the screen in a specified format. Means the format in which you want to display your output. Printf will do that. The general syntax of this function is printf, then you have control string and comma list of argument. This is a general syntax that how to use output function or printf function in C coding. Now what is control string and what is meant by list of arguments? The control underscore string basically consists of text, format specified and escape sequence. These three things will be included in your control string. And that text, format specifiers or escape sequence are always written within double quotes. The next thing is the list of arguments. So the list of argument consists of a list of variables, constants and arithmetic expressions separated by commas whose values are to be printed. Here is an example that how to use printf. Let's suppose you are writing a statement like printf now within double quotes. Check here, you are inserting double quote here /n. /n basically used for escape sequence. So this is basically sequence specify the value of a is. Now this sentence is basically a string of constant which is you are inserting here. Next %d. %d is a format specifier and it means you are inserting or the value of a will be decimal value and the value of b is %d. Again value of b will be in decimal form. That's why we are inserting here %d means we are inserting here a format specifier of variable b. Now here the quotation marks ends comma. Now you want to display value of a and value of b. So here we have a comma b. These are the two variables which you will initialize in your code. Let's suppose a has the value of 3 and b has the value of 4. Then the following message will be printed by the above statement on a new line. The value of a is 3 and the value of b is 4. Now this is your printf function and this is your desired output. Input function. Now in computer programming, input means to feed data into a program through an input device. Means anything which you are writing or which you are feeding as an input of your program, that will be called as input. So C language provides different functions to input. The most common is the scanf function. In our rest of the coding section, we will most commonly focus on this function, that is scanf function. Now here is a brief description that how to use scanf function in your coding. What are the things which are included in this function? So the scanf function is used to get values into variables from the keyboard during the execution of a program. If you are using scanf function, then that function will ask you to enter values from the keyboard. So when you will enter your values, that means you are giving an input to your code. The value is input into a variable is a format specifier. So any value which you will enter, that will always follow a specific specified format. The syntax of scanf function is scanf, then you have within quotation format specifiers, comma list of variables. Now again format specifiers specify the format of the variables. These are written with double quotes with or without spaces. Then you will insert list of variables. So these list of variables consist of a list of variables separated by commas into which the value are to be entered. So in order to write list of variables in C language, this AND symbol, you can say ampersand symbol, is used in scanf function before the name of variables to which a value is to be assigned. Ampersand sign refers to the memory location where the variable is going to store. Thank you.